Brother Thumb, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shabal, Thumb, by Shem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. We got an ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You understand? Since 1969, man, the ISUPK has been teaching brothers and sisters something that they've been needing, something that they've lost over the last 400 plus years. You understand? Which is their true identity according to the Bible. You understand? Which is the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel, which makes us God's chosen people, which makes us the greatest people on the face of the earth. You understand? This is the ISUPK Arizona Brotherhood class. You understand? Priest Officer Shabal out of Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Holding down in Arizona, man. Give Arizona a hand for that excellent brotherhood and sisterhood out here. You know what I mean? Welcoming the brother in, man. Allow me to hold this class down. You know what I'm saying? With none other than, you know what I'm saying, Priest Officer Apayak to my left. Go ahead. Salute the brothers and sisters.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shem with the. I'm saying shalom, Yahweh Shema, Thumb Shem Shai to all the sisters, priest and officer, Apayak out here in Arizona. I'm saying Officer Shabal's in town, so I'm saying, you know, it got to be a party.
Yeah, man, ain't no thing, man. So listen, man, you know what I'm saying, before we get into it, if brothers and sisters wouldn't mind liking and sharing the class, Baba Shah, you know what I'm saying, we do these classes, man, and we actually share these classes not just for the brothers and sisters in Arizona, you know what I'm saying, but there's some brothers and sisters way in China who needs the truth. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers and sisters, you understand, in Thailand, in the Philippines, you know what I mean? In Africa, unfortunately, they stuck out there in that shitty ass country, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. You understand? But they out there and they need the truth that they for sure need it. You know what I'm saying? So they can get from around the flies and the shit and all that other kind of stuff that's going on out there. You get my point? They can stop sticking their head up cows' asses and all that stuff that's going on out there. You get my point? But again, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. The whole thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, we want to make sure that we liking and sharing these classes, man, so that, you know what I'm saying, we can wake up our people across the four corners of the earth. That's what these classes is for, man, to wake up our people. You get my point? So before we get into it, man, if brothers and sisters would like and share the class, Baba Shah, normally I teach a scripture breakdown class, but because, you know what I'm saying, I'm here, I mean, if anyone has any questions online, you can go ahead and type them in the chat. If not, you know what I mean, just go ahead and raise your hand. If you don't have any questions, you know what I mean, we're gonna go ahead and get into this pre-topic, right? Which is one of my favorite scriptures in the whole Bible. You know what I mean? So before I even get into that, does anybody have any questions? All right, no questions. All right, let me check online real quick.
Slack is there. I did that one question. Well, a question from someone asked to me. You know what I'm saying, maybe you could touch on. They say they were asking, so what is a UPK? I'm saying like what is UPK all about? I'm saying like
if I had to sum
what's their job?
Okay, if I had to sum the UPK up in one word, I would sum it up in brotherhood. You get my point? But the UPK is all about raising men and raising women and teaching those men how to raise more men and women. You get what I mean? Our job is to do like Ezekiel. Give me Ezekiel, I believe it's the 34th chapter. We talk about the dry bones, right? Because we were once at one point in our lives, we were those dry bones. You get my point? But Bragatha Yahweh Shah for the mercy that he had on us, you understand, to allow us to no longer be those dry bones. You get what I'm saying? So that we can teach this truth. You get my point? And so what we do is, in the spirit of the Most High in Christ, we do the same things that our forefathers did. You know what I mean? Whether it was Daniel, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Paul, you name them. And I'm not, to make myself clear, I'm not saying we are any of those brothers. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is we have the same spirit of those brothers, which is what? The spirit to go out and prophesy. You know what I mean? To go out there and wake up our brothers and sisters in the name of the Most High in Christ. You know what I mean? We ain't out here for us. You know what I'm saying? We do this job for our people. You know what I'm saying? That's what Commander General Yohana has been teaching us. Get my point? That's what the ISUPK has been teaching since 1969. You get what I'm saying? So you got that?
Come on, so I can. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 1. The hand of the Most High was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Most High and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
Which was full of what?
Full of bones. Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Stop right there. What does that sound like? For us that's living today, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Right.
Like dope addicts.
That's true. Give me a little bit more though. Shoot.
Are you talking about like from the standpoint of being in the truth?
When you read these first two verses, right? It said there were many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. What does that sound like?
I mean, from the standpoint of being in the truth, they were still in the dust. They didn't have the truth.
That's true. You right, but I'm looking for a little bit more. Kabad, you had your hand up?
Sir, it sounds like spiritually a battlefield where we're losing.
That's true as well. Not what I'm looking for. Anybody else? Razan?
I'm gonna say just the fact that they're just out there just doing whatever, and not really. Nobody really surviving. Like it's more survival more than living.
That's true as well. Not what I'm looking for. Anybody else want to take a shot? Young man, shoot it.
Projects.
He's on it. He's on it. Bring me home. He's right there. Bring me home.
Good job.
You right. You was on it with your first answer. You want to add something to it?
Yeah, in the projects, it's smoking and like selling drugs.
Everything that y'all saying is correct, right? Shoot it.
I was gonna give another shot.
Go ahead.
If I could.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, the bones is dry. So I'm just gonna make a reference to what Christ said. He has the living water.
That's true. Not what I'm looking for. The brother with the clothes. You want to take a shot? That's true as well. Not the answer I'm looking for. He was the closest when he said, you know what I'm saying, the projects.
Four.
That's true as well. Not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Sounds like the United States.
Okay.
Specifically because y'all in Arizona. I figured y'all would say Arizona. When he said the projects and I said you right there, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, Arizona. You get my point? Vegas, especially the west side of Vegas. You get my point? South Central Los Angeles, Skid Row. You get my point? Shit, New York. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I can go on and on. Y'all get the point. But to sum it all up, you could just say the United States. That's where all the dry bones is. When you think about it, why can you relate that to the United States? Based on what? The brother already started off by saying drug dealing in the project, right? Kabata.
If I could reiterate, sir, because we know that every single day we live on a battlefield and we are losing this war.
Right. You get what I'm saying? We're losing the spiritual battle because of the Christian church. Want to add something? Exactly. You get my point. We're walking around here calling ourselves black. We're African American. You know what I mean? Or we're one part of this, 1/3 of that, 20% of this. You get my point? And that's not what the Bible says. According to the Bible, you are the seed of your father. You get what I'm saying? So whatever your father is, you is. You get my point? That's what the Bible says. That's in Numbers, the first chapter. You know what I mean? To take it even further, when you go to Matthew, the first chapter, and you're going through the lineage of Christ, what stands out about the lineage of Christ in Matthew, the first chapter? Parag.
It's a patrilineal lineage.
Example?
For instance, so if you go through the prominent, you know what I'm saying, it would be Joseph, which was the son of David, all the way back to Adam, it was all his fathers.
It was all who?
All his fathers.
It was all who?
All his fathers.
It was all his fathers. You get my point? To simplify it, when you go back and read Matthew, the first chapter, what it says? And he begat, and he begat, and he begat, and he begat. There's no she in there, nowhere in there. Why? Because you are the seed of your father. You get my point? If I remember right, Matthew's is the prominent and Luke is the literal. You get what I'm saying? So that's it right there, right? But the thing's
an illusion, sir. I'm gonna cut you off.
Oh, get down.
It's like I always use the illusion. I don't know who I got. I don't know if it was Captain Tazariak or Captain Mashak or I'll steal this from. They say, imagine you plant an apple seed in the ground. You grow an apple tree,
right?
Then you plant a mango seed, you grow a mango tree. You know what whatever fruit you put down is whatever seed you plant is what's gonna grow.
Right.
It's no different. You know what I'm saying? Men carry the seed or semen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's.
I mean, it can't get no. Yeah, it really can't get no simpler than that. You know what I mean? For those who think otherwise, they come from the school of thought that the black woman is God. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They're just unlearned. You get my point? But the thing about it is, though, when you're going back to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, right? At one point in time, the men and the women in the ISUPK were those dry bones. You get what I'm saying? And so as we started to come out the dust and we start to clean ourselves up, keep reading in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Uh-huh.
And I answered, O most high power, thou knowest.
Mm-hmm.
Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones.
Do what?
Prophesy upon these bones.
You want to know why we go to camp every Friday and Saturday? Keep reading.
And say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Most High.
Hear the word of who?
Of the Most High.
Of Christianity.
Of the Most High.
Of Egyptology.
Of the Most High.
You understand? Keep reading.
Thus saith the Most High power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
You get what I'm saying? So just based on these first few verses right here, right? That was us at one point in time. You get what I'm saying? And as we start to wake up and we start to come into the truth, we start to separate from the world. And as we start to get stronger and stronger in this truth, you understand? We go out and we teach others how to do so. You get my point? Not only do we do that, you get what I'm saying, but we go into the prisons, right? We have food programs, we have clothing programs, you understand? We have GED programs, you get what I'm saying? We have a counseling department. You get my point? There's nothing that's going on in the world where there's a question that the UPK doesn't have an answer for. You get what I'm saying? The UPK is here to do what your Christian pastor cannot do. You understand? The ISUPK is here to do what your imam cannot do. Right. You know what I'm saying? For those who watched Commander General Yohana's show yesterday, right? He was talking about how them Christians was going to the pastor. Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you warn us? And he was in tears because he did not have an answer. You get my point? When Commander General Yohana been prophesying, you know what I'm saying, that death is coming to the United States. Why is death coming to the United States? Resign.
What they did to the children of Israel.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? For the crimes that they've committed and Kabbalah.
For the iniquities of their fathers.
That's true. For the crime that they've committed and committing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Why is that so important? Because what do they say? That happened a long time ago.
That was in the past.
You see what I'm saying? That was in the past. You got to get over that.
Right.
Okay, well, we can pull up CNN articles from right now.
Trayvon Martin.
You get what I'm saying? Okay. And so that kills the whole, that was a long time ago argument. You get my point? And not only that, though, but to take it even a step further, right? When has the fake Jew ever forgotten about the fake Holocaust? You get my point?
Right.
They're doing a documentary next month on the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Right.
They're doing a whole documentary about it. And they're going to interview the survivors of 9/11. And I'm not sitting here saying that 9/11 is something to sneeze at or it's not a big deal. My point is it was something that happened in the past. Right. So why haven't they gotten over that?
Right.
You get my point? You got to think about it. To this day, if they find any Nazis, they locking them up.
Right.
Right? To this day, the fake Jew will not buy a German car. To this day.
Right.
You get my point? You find a fake Jew driving around in a Mercedes, if this folk find out about it, they're going to kill him. You get my point?
Right.
Because they have something that we have in the UPK and that we're trying to teach the rest of our nation, which is what? I'm looking for one word. I need one word. Correct.
Brotherhood.
Usually that is the word, but that's not the word. Okay, I'll give you like this. What's synonymous with brotherhood? What comes with brotherhood? Get a brother hand. Them fake Jews is loyal to each other, man. That's why you say something against one, you just said something about all of them.
Nick Canyon saw that, sir.
And I'm actually getting ready to go into it after I finish answering the question about what the UPK is here for and what we stand for. You know what I'm saying? We stand for our people. You know what I'm saying? We have something in the UPK that the rest of the world does not have. I mean, it's a lot of things, but once again, I'm looking for one answer and one answer only. What is it that we have in the UPK that no one else has?
The truth.
That's true. Not what I'm looking for, though. That's a good answer, though. The brother's sharp. That's true. Not what I'm looking for. One word answer. For the brothers that was here earlier, just think about the situation that we was dealing with earlier. That's true, but not what I'm looking for. Parak. That's true, but not what I'm looking for, young man. That's true. It's synonymous. Well, with you learn to develop this with brotherhood. You start to develop this. True, not what I'm looking for.
Love.
True, but not what I'm looking for. Compassion was the answer. Compassion.
Especially,
That's why when you see those kids in them cages, it breaks your heart.
Right.
You get my point? When you see what happened to Trayvon Martin, it breaks your heart. You get what I'm saying? When you see what happened to, I can go back to Stephen Clark. You get what I'm saying? I can go back to Tamir Wright. That was a baby still.
12 years old, sir.
You get my point? And the cold part about it, the cop that murdered him, he has a job as a cop working somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So they just moved him around. You get what I'm saying? I mean, we can go on and on and on. When we hear about these things, we have compassion for our people. We don't make light of it. You get what I'm saying? When you see what happened to George Floyd, you see what happened to Atiana Jefferson. You get my point? We feel terrible for those brothers and those sisters. You get my point? Whereas the rest of the people in the world is, what's their response? I know that nigga. I ain't from Ohio, or I ain't from wherever that happened over there. I don't even know them.
That's their problem.
You see, exactly. And that's and it's all fun to have that mentality until it happens to your baby girl. You get my point? Now you want everybody to feel bad for you. Now you on Facebook looking for all the sympathy in the world. You get my point? Now you want everybody, you know what I'm saying, send you all this love and support. You know what I'm saying? When meanwhile you dismiss what happened to George Floyd. That man got murdered on TV.
Slow death too.
You get what I'm saying? So when you look at it like that, you know what I'm saying? We care about these things. You get what I'm saying? Parak.
It's like, if I could, sir, I have a quote from Emmett Till's mother.
Shoot it.
If I could, just directly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
After her son was brutally murdered, right, she said this. She said, 2 months ago, I had a nice apartment in Chicago. I had a good job, and I had a son. When something happened to the Negroes in the South, I said, that's their business, not mine. Now I know how wrong I was. The murder of my son has shown me that what happens to any of us anywhere in the world had better be the business of us all.
I mean, listen, man, that right there, and you know, and this is why we, again, to the question, this is why we go so hard at the Christian church. This is why we go so hard at the Muslim mosque. You get my point? In all these different religions. You get what I'm saying? Because they only teach you how to do what? Care for self.
Right.
As long as you good, that's all that matters. You're not my problem. You're not my problem. I don't know you. You get what I'm saying? This is why we leave church with the shiny suits, the big hats, right? Shiny shoes. We go to the gas station. You got a brother say, "Hey, can I clean your windows for $1?" What's the response? What's the normal response?
No, get a job.
That's the normal response right there. You get what I'm saying? We went to Mario's out there in Vegas, right? Famous market on the west side of Vegas, right? We went out there to go do a flyer campaign, right? Go do some interviews and all that, right? And this brother, he going around and he asking brothers for change, right? So, you know, we do what we did. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no thing, right? He asked his sister, man, and I mean, when I say she went the hell off on that dude, she went the hell off on him. He was a sorry nothing. You know what I'm saying? He needed to take a shower. He needed to get a job. He needed to do all these things. You get my point? She had no compassion on his brother whatsoever. Meanwhile, let that have been the other way around. She would have been pissed had you walked past her and not gave her $1. She would have been pissed had you told her to get a job. You get my point? Meanwhile, she just told that brother, you understand, to get a job, not knowing what his situation is. That brother could have been a vet. Right. And just lost it because of all the killing and murdering that he had to do in some other country against some people that ain't never did nothing to him, just to come back here and be called a nigga and treated like dirt. Shoot it.
Speaking on compassion, the officer Shabal just spoke about, to show you America have absolutely no compassion. Like, let's touch on the subject of the Mexicans in the border. We know there's children in the border. In fact, we see pictures of a baby was being fed. The mother had to put her breast through the. Man, listen, that was a tough one to look at. You know what I'm saying, sir? And we saw the image of the brother that had his baby in his clothes, right? The one that drowned. He drowned with him and his baby girl. They're coming across that water and they drowned. Right. We know all this is going on. Show you America have absolutely no compassion. What is white people saying on the situation at the border when you tell them that?
Should have got their papers legally.
Right? They need to come over legally. Like, this is not their country. They need to go back. You know what I'm saying? we know that the reason why they're running from their country is based off of a situation America put them in.
Right.
America did that. Look at Venezuela. America destroyed Venezuela. When Hugo Chavez was there, and you know what I'm saying, the country was built. Venezuela have what? The 5th, I think, highest in oil, right? Amount of oil in the world. That's why America's over there. That's why they want Hugo Chavez out of there. You know what I'm saying? Show you America have absolutely no compassion. Like, look at the situation they have to deal with. The officer brought up earlier, and they tell you forget about slavery. They tell you forget about what happened when the natives came over here and kill all the, or it's like when the white men came over here and kill all Native American Indians. What about Pearl Harbor?
Right.
They remember Pearl Harbor, right?
They never lied.
I'm saying they remember Pearl Harbor. They remember all their founding fathers and their hardship and their wars and all that. But they tell you to forget your war. I'm saying they tell you to forget your brother, your sisters. You know what I'm saying, that died. When we the one that built this country,
right?
You know what I'm saying they have no compassion for us. Asians, China once again is a communist country. China is a communist country, meaning they're enemies to America.
Right.
If we're just going off of like just war, you know what I'm saying, like the art or just what we call it, the art of war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying America and China are enemies, absolute enemies, right? Yet still you find a Chinatown in every major city in America.
Yeah,
every major city in America. You know what I'm saying, you know, where's the funds for Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians when we built this country?
Yeah,
no compassion, like the officer was saying.
No, that's facts. You want to add something?
Sir, for the many multiples of trillions of dollars that they're using just to get their economy rebooted due to this COVID and multiple strands that they failed to handle.
Right.
We can't get a lousy 50 billion.
Right. No, that's an excellent point. I mean, we can't get nothing. Like they idea of looking out for us is Section 8.
Right.
EBT. You get what I'm saying? And because of that, which I'm gonna go into in a minute in the scriptures, because of the smallest thing like that, we grateful. We happy to have a job.
Right. You
get what I'm saying? We just happy to have a roof over our head. You get my point? When in reality, that's the least they can do for us.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? When in reality, they owe us that and then some. You get my point? When in reality, the only difference between now and when we was on them plantations is this. When we was on them plantations, right? They gave us a roof, and they gave us food, and they gave us clothes, right? Today they give us jobs, right? Quote unquote jobs, right? And they give us a salary to do what? Pay our rent, buy our food, and buy our clothes. So what's changed? You get my point? Ain't nothing changed but the date. You get what I'm saying? You want to say something?
The one thing that's changed is the legislation and the way they make it look for the rest of the world.
That's all. You know what I mean? And to show his subtlety, that's what he does. You know what I mean? He'll do something like, oh yeah, we're gonna raise minimum wage across the board. You're like, oh man, that's what's happening. What he's not gonna tell you is we also went up on your insurance.
Right.
We also gonna go up on your rent.
The cost of living is going up.
We also gonna go up on gas.
Right.
So now you're in the same situation you was in before. You get my point? You're not even gonna see the extra money that you're making. You get my point? If I could real quick, hey, I just seen your answers. You was right to both. You know what I'm saying? Integrity and compassion, right? So to sum up the question, you know what I'm saying? The ISUPK is here to do all the things that your so-called leaders cannot and will not do. You get my point? And we've been doing it since 1969. You get what I'm saying? So for the brother or sister that asked that question, if they really want to see what we're really about, you understand? All they gotta do is go online and check out our classes. You know what I mean? What is it? ISUPK Arizona on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? ISUPK Arizona on Facebook. You know what I mean? You look up Israelite headquarters on YouTube, and you'll get the classes that are being streamed throughout the four corners of the earth. You get my point? Whatever city you in, there's a phone number connected with that city. You call that brother in that city if you really want to know what the UPK is all about. If you want to know more than what we just laid out, you know what I'm saying? Whatever city you in, get the number to the brother in that city. You know what I'm saying? He'll tighten you up. You know what I mean, so that's what the UPK is all about. All right. Did anybody want to add anything to that or have any questions on what we just covered? Everybody good? Shoot it.
I just want to say that our people, on top of how they paint the legislation, our people are the only ones, and this pains me every day, that believe it's normal, okay to have devils policing us, when in no other country on the face of this planet will you find in Arabia, anywhere, a bunch of Moabites, a bunch of Africans policing. You won't find anywhere in any of the Polynesian countries a bunch of Asians policing. We're the only ones who think it's normal and natural.
And that's an excellent point. And again, to show how destroyed we are as a people, this is normal to us.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? The everyday struggle is normal to us. That's how destroyed we are. You get my point? Like we could, because we seen it with our parents. We seen it with our grandparents even. You get what I'm saying? So the struggle has been going on for generations. So we're of the mindset that this is normal. You get my point? Having to get on 2 or 3 buses to get to a slavery, you know what I'm saying? So if you're a female, you know what I'm saying, get touched on, get talked to inappropriately. You get my point? If you're a brother, you get what I'm saying? You're more qualified than the oppressor next to you, but yet he gets the raise, he gets the promotion. Meanwhile, you've been here longer and no more. You get what I'm saying? He'll come in and then within a couple months, bang, he done got raised up and you still there. You know what I'm saying? You still on the front line. Meanwhile, he got him a nice office with the chair that you can sit back, put your feet up. You get what I'm saying? The whole thing. Meanwhile, our brothers got to go to Home Depot and hope that they get picked up because they don't have paperwork for a place where they was here first.
Right.
Marinate on that for a minute before you say that America is land of the free and home of the brave, or whatever that saying is that they like to push. You get what I'm saying?
What you say too?
Go ahead.
It's so heavy because America showed us over and over and over again who they are. I'm saying Christian church believe in Martin Luther King, right? And what's the famous quote about Martin Luther King? Is don't judge a man by his color of his skin, but by the character of his
content of his character.
Right.
Content of his character. I'm saying, what if America showed you over and over and over and over again? You know what I'm saying? And that's why we in ISUPK we said our people have Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning Stockholm syndrome. Give me the Google definition. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you looking that up, Razan? You had your hand up?
I was gonna say just to show how much America don't care about us. They'd rather, instead of spending a couple $1 million to fix the water in Flint, they'd rather spend a couple $1 billion to put a wall up.
That's an excellent point. I forgot not like that, but like that. I forgot to mention Flint. Like, think about it. How long we been talking about Flint not having no water?
3 years.
You get my point? It's been several years since Flint ain't had no water. Meanwhile, our so-called leaders over there in Africa building schools. Think about that for a second. You get my point? So when you break it down like that, that's a excellent point that you brought up. Who got the definition? Shoot it.
Stockholm syndrome. Psychological response wherein a captive begins to identify closely with his or her captors.
I'll give you a perfect example of that. I don't know if anyone remember, like about 6 or 7 years ago, it was 3 young girls. I guess they were kidnapped for like 10 years by like this one, like you know what I'm talking about, like this. I want to say he's probably a Spaniard, like a Castro or something like that. He kept them in his basement. He kept those girls in his basement. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they interview those girls, would you believe that they were fighting to protect him? The same one that kidnapped them at 15, 14, you know what I'm saying? They're now 23, 25. One of them was 28. She was kidnapped at 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were fighting to protect him. Why? Because of Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an actual, like, scientists talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's something you develop after a certain years of being in captivity. In ISUPK, what we do is we're not trying to fight that. We're trying to break that oppression off you. You know what I'm saying? That Stockholm syndrome off you and letting you know, like, no, I'm saying this is not the way, like the officer is saying, this is not the way of life. Life should not be like this. You shouldn't have to wake up every single day at 5 a.m., you know what I'm saying, and work all day. You know what I'm saying? Go home, wake up in the morning, do all over. Like, life is not meant to be like that. You know what I'm saying? What up?
If I could, sir, there's almost no nation around us over here in the United States that believes in a 9 to 5 except us. Every other nation, just look at what's going on. There's a Chinese restaurant across the store. The Christian church is right next door. We didn't start that. Right. Every other nation knows that upon these people's backs and heads, you build a business, not a 9 to 5.
No, that's also an excellent point as well. So again, you know what I'm saying, for the brother or sister that asked that question, you know what I mean, get in contact with the brother in your city, you know what I mean, and come see what we really about, you know what I mean. Before I get into it, I just want to say, right, for on behalf of myself and everybody that's sitting in this classroom right here, and those that are watching this tape online, you know what I'm saying? We all come from dark places. You know what I'm saying? We all come from all different walks of life. You get my point? And the only reason why we're not dead or in jail is because of the UPK under Commander General Yohanan. Well, first of all, the mercy from the Most High Power, first and foremost, right? Him seeing something in us that we didn't see in ourselves. You get my point? Because I don't know about y'all, but I didn't think very highly of myself before the truth, based on the things that I was doing. But because of Christianity, I really didn't see too much wrong with what I was doing, even though I knew it was wrong. Right. But my justification for it was going to church on Sundays. You get my point? That was my justification. As long as I went to church, I was good. The Catholics, they get that water sprinkled on their head, and they good in their minds. You get my point? But coming in here, you learn how to kill that old man. You learn how to kill that old woman. You get my point? You learn how to shed them worldly ways. You become a new man. You become a new woman, like we're just reading in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. You get what I'm saying? Them dry bones are not literally dead people. He's calling them dry bones because they're the walking dead. You get what I'm saying? They're walking around, but they have no soul whatsoever. Let me not say soul, because they have a soul, because obviously they're alive. What I will say is that spirit that's within them is dead. How do you know? Because we're number one in abortion. And we on them corners selling them drugs. You get my point? We're the ones that's, you know what I'm saying, at the strip clubs. You get my point? We the ones that's doing X and doing all these different things. That's how you know that spirit, man, that's within us. You know what I'm saying? We pretty much just put a muzzle on him and just buried him in the back of our minds. You get my point? When you come into the UPK, you start to remove that veil of Christianity. You get what I'm saying? You get to taking that padlock off of your lips. You get what I'm saying? And you get to speaking in the spirit of brotherhood. You start speaking in the spirit of sisterhood. Your whole way of thinking starts to change. You get what I'm saying? And you start to clean yourself up. You get what I'm saying? So that's where that compassion comes from. That's where that loyalty comes from. That's where that dedication comes from. You get my point? I don't know about y'all, but I know for me, I had none of that. Not an ounce of it. If it wasn't benefiting me, I didn't care. You get what I'm saying? But when you come in here, man, you learn how to put the brothers and the sisters before yourself. You know what I mean? And every brother and sister in here can say the same thing. You get my point? Even when you was in the world, even if you was a little bit compassionate, you came in here, you became even more compassionate. You get what I'm saying? If you were the type that looked out when you was in the world, you look out even more. You look out all the way when you come in here. You get my point? That's what ends up happening when you come into the truth. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what we about in here. All right. So with that, man, let me get I damn near pull this in every class. Razan, I want you to grab Ecclesiastes 7:7 for me. All right. And the reason why I pull this in damn near every class, because this is a scripture that covers so many bases. You get my point? And it especially covers what we're getting ready to get into now. All right, so we're gonna start with Ecclesiastes 7:7. You get what I'm saying? This scripture is manifold, and you know what I mean, you can go so many different ways with it. But because of recent events, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna understand why I'm going in the direction I'm going in. All right. Razan, read it when you got it, please.
Counselor. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
Read it again.
Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? This scripture right here, right? For those who want to know why it is that we give up our Saturdays, and some of us we give up our Fridays and our Saturdays, it's because of scriptures like this one. Because surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. So we go out on those street corners and we speak out against the oppression. And not only do we speak out against the oppression, we speak out against
sin.
Yes, but no.
Our oppressor.
That's it. Give a brother a hand. Not only do we speak out against oppression, we speak out against the oppressor. You get my point? That's what we do. That's why we go out there, because surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? So when you look at the story with the baby, right? And I understand since then, you know what I'm saying, he didn't retract his apology and all that kind of stuff, supposedly, right? But the thing about it is, though, right? Him saying what he said, which wasn't nothing but truth, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Which goes to show you the hypocrisy of America, because we as American citizens, supposedly, we have what? Supposedly. We supposedly have freedom of speech, supposedly, right?
Right.
But yet this brother made some statements about the homosexual community, and he caught all kind of hell.
Still catching.
You get what I'm saying? And he's still catching hell, right? And the thing about it is, he spoke on homosexuality because he sees homosexuality as oppression. How do you see? Why is homosexuality oppression? About a month.
Because it's kind of like the finality of the door of opening up to monogamy, when in reality, it's like that's not even our way naturally. No creature on earth. The scriptures don't tell us that we should lay down with another man. It's not even natural. You can't even reproduce like that.
Right. That's it right there. You get what I'm saying? Homosexuality is oppression, because what you do is, you know what I'm saying, you teach our men how to be effeminate. You turn our little boys into grown women. That's what you end up doing by pushing a homosexual agenda. You get my point? The reason why homosexuality can be looked at as oppression is because homosexuality is population control. Okay. Think about it. If you got men sleeping with men and women sleeping with women, where do the babies come from?
Right.
Okay. You get my point? And that's the thing. That's why this would be considered oppression. Not only that, another reason why it'd be considered oppression is because of this. All he did, he didn't even speak on no one person directly. He just talked about them as a whole. And the whole cancel culture came out against him. Would you not consider that oppression? Go to your slavery and say something about some homosexuals and see how that worked out for you. My slavery, I almost caught heat because I slave at a nightclub, for those that don't know, right? So where I'm at, I'm in between the men's bathroom, the women's bathroom, and the kitchen, right? And so there's a group of women going into the bathroom, right? And I see this dude, right? So I flash the line, I'm like, hey, yo, my man, you can't go in there. Come to find out, it was a female. They all looking at me like, hey, what the fuck? But I'm like, hey, man, like, dude, he got a boy haircut, or she got a boy haircut. She got on a goddamn button up and some dress pants and some goddamn square toes. And I'm supposed to think that's a female?
Right.
No makeup, no long hair, no nothing. She got a short haircut. Her hair was shorter than his. You get my point? How the hell am I supposed to know? But they all looking at me like I did something. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Just knowing that, you know, she gonna go and, you know what I'm saying, reporting it's gonna be a big old deal. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where now I'm like, damn, I'm down there, gotta do goddamn DNA checks on them and see what's happening. You get what I'm saying? But that's oppression. You get what I'm saying? To not be sure type thing. You get my point? Shoot it.
I can too, sir. I believe the brother didn't even say anything about homosexuals directly. I think he indirectly said something around the way of, I'm saying, we got kids in the building. I'm saying, he said something like, if you a man that's gonna go out there in the parking lot and give another man, right? I'm sure you guys can. Right. So he was speaking on. He didn't say LGBT. You know, he didn't go after them per se. Right. But the act. You know what I mean? And that act alone. Even him insinuating that, they got upset about.
Right. Yeah. And to take it a step further, though, the more proof that it's oppression is because, again, if you say something about that community, the whole LGBT community is coming after you. You get what I'm saying? They finna go up in them streets, you know what I'm saying? Flags waving all over the goddamn place, flames behind them. You get what I'm saying? From all the extracurricular. Got kids in the business. I ain't gonna go too far into it. Y'all gonna have to use your imagination. But the bottom line is, you get my point. They finna show up flag deep. You understand? Ready to tear everything down. You get my point? That's oppression. When you can't even speak out against something that the Most High Himself is against. You know that it's oppression when the Christian church won't even speak on it. You get my point? I've yet to hear Pastor say anything about homosexuality, even though more time now he's a homosexual himself. So more time that's probably why he ain't saying that, because I can't call you out for being a homosexual if I'm a homosexual, right?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Would the baby be able to claim religion? You have freedom of religion, right, in America, right? In the Constitution, supposedly you have a freedom of religion. Would he then be able to say, you know what I'm saying, Well, the Bible speak against it, so I'm going to stand against it.
Only if he had a red dot on his forehead. Come out, shoot it.
It's a lock
Come on, come.
All I was gonna say is,
you're right, too. Come on. I'm saying?
You was gonna say something?
I got a quote, sir, if I could.
Shoot it.
This is a quote from a white nationalist named Kevin Alfred Strong. And he was and to make it clear, he was a Holocaust denier.
Okay.
So he says this, quote, to determine the true rulers of any society, all you must do is ask yourself this question: who is it that I am not permitted to criticize?
Done.
All right.
I mean, again, we're gonna go into Nick Cannon in a second. He's living proof. You cannot do two things. You can't speak out against homosexuals, and you can't speak out against a fake Jew. Now imagine a homosexual fake Jew. Listen, man, let me tell you something, boy. Listen, man. Man, they will burn this mother. Oh, it's like listen, man. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, man. It's I got the young ones in the building, but I'm just saying though. Listen, man. It will go down out here. You get my point? Razan, you had something?
Counsel, I was going to say on that whole baby situation. Nobody brings out what he said about. Nobody says what he brought out against women.
Right.
Bad on them, but everybody points to what he said about being homosexual.
Right. Well, they can't say nothing about what he said about women because they all say that about women.
Right.
And I don't even know exactly what he said, but because women are nothing in this society, not literally, but that's the mindset.
Right.
How do you know? Just turn on the radio. If you really want to know what society thinks about a woman, turn on the radio. Right. Shit, Megan Thee Stallion, who's supposedly a woman herself, will tell you what America thinks about women. Right. You get my point, Barack? You have something? Okay, so that's the thing, right? So the thing about it is, so surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? The reason why we teach these classes is because the oppression makes us mad. We are pissed off. You get my point that we can't spend every day, all day, teaching classes, hanging out with our brothers, hanging out with our sisters. You know what I'm saying? Going to this city without it being a financial burden. Going to that city without it being a burden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being in fear of taking too many days off and losing your slavery type thing. You get my point? These are the kind of things that we're under. That's oppression.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Having to leave camp early because you got to go to your slavery. That's oppression. You get what I'm saying? These are the things that we're under.
Or missing class because you get also, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. You get what I'm saying? Just things like that. You get what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is, right? When you look at a brother like himself, right? And then you look at Nick Cannon initially, right? He never said anything disparaging about anybody. All he did was come out and state a fact. There's been several oppressors that's come out over the years and have come out with them statements saying that the real Jews are black. Hitler himself said it. You get my point? And they had no problem with what he said.
You turn that ear up. It's a little too cold.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's all he did. He didn't do no personal attacks. He didn't go after anybody. He just made a statement. And because of that, you know what I'm saying? All hell broke loose on that brother. You get what I'm saying? Keep reading, Razan.
Okay. And they gift.
And they what?
And they gift.
And they what?
And they gift. Destroyed the heart.
Destroyed the heart. For you young men in here, what is your heart according to the Bible? Go ahead. Your mind. Get a brother. I told that brother sharp, man. That boy good. I like that brother. He good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that is the answer. You understand? According to the Bible, your heart is your mind. And for those that don't understand that, if I could real quick, for those that don't understand that, just think about it simply. What does your heart, your actual heart, what does it actually do? It does what? Get a brother a hand. Sharp little young warriors in here, man. Sharp little young warriors in. That's what it does. So if you just think logically, you have to know that when you see heart in the right context, of course, right. In context, you know, when you see heart, like when it says, and a gift destroyed the heart, you know what I'm saying? It can't be talking about, how can a gift destroy your heart? So you know it's not talking about that right there. Right. You get my point? Okay. Because we all love gifts, don't we?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You listen, man, you You take a sister to the mall and let her go on a shopping spree. Is she gonna be mad about that? Is that gonna break her heart? You know what I'm saying? She gonna have a heart attack? Well, she might, because she's gonna go crazy in that store trying to carry every goddamn thing to the register.
You carry everything.
right. Her arms getting heavy, so she's like, man, I'm passing this off. You know what I mean? Trying to carry the bag to the car. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, you know what I'm saying? A gift is not gonna destroy, you know what I'm saying, a person's heart. Not the heart that pumps blood, but that heart will destroy your mind. How do you know? Go ahead.
Sir, Martin Luther King, when he had the gift of Caucasian prostitutes,
right,
and being accepted, so-called being accepted by their culture, then he absolutely was willing to give his people up.
Right. That's a good example. You know what I mean? Another example is Jesse Jackson. You get my point? Jesse Jackson was against abortion until, of all people, Planned Parenthood sent him them bucks to help with his campaign. Now all of a sudden, her body, her choice. You get what I'm saying? I believe it was him that coined that. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was him. You get what I'm saying?
Look that up.
But that's what he went from being anti-abortion to her body, her choice. Why? Because the gift, the thought of being president and having all that money destroyed his heart. You get my point? But to go more modern day, right? Nick Cannon did a whole 180. This dude did an interview with a fake Jew. Listen to that fake Jew story and broke out in tears and made a donation to their cause. Despite them getting billions of dollars from the United States every year. And what's so sickening about the United States giving these fake Jews all this money every year?
It's a farce.
True, but not what I'm looking for.
A couple of things, like the brother brought out earlier, you know what I'm saying? Flint still ain't got clean water.
That's true as well. Not what I'm looking for.
I would say that one, America wasn't even the one that oppressed the Jews.
That's it right there. That's the answer right there. Get a brother in. That's the answer. It wasn't even America that did it. It was the Germans.
So why you get calm?
Just wrap your mind around that. So while the brother's talking about Flint not having no water, you sitting here paying for some crimes that you did not commit
every year.
Just let that sink in for a minute, man. You get my point? And you wonder why we go out on the street corners. You wonder why we teach these classes because of stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So he gives money to people who the last thing they need is money. You get my point? Meanwhile, at least I haven't heard to this point of him doing anything for his own. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is he did a full-fledged apology. He had to do a full-fledged buck dance and show all his teeth. He had to get on his hands and knees figuratively and more likely literally as well. More than likely. You get what I'm saying? And what happened? I don't know if y'all been noticing, if anybody watches just a little bit of TV, what if they've been pumping down our throats? Well, in some people's cases, literally, but figuratively, what have they been pushing down our throats?
Homosexuality?
Yes, but not what I'm looking for. On the topic of Nick Cannon. What have they been pushing down our throats? On the topic of Nick Cannon.
I'm slacking, sir.
Commandant, what's good?
The Israelis suffering over there in our land.
Yes, but no. Give a sister a hand. That's what they've been talking about. The new season of his show. Bigger and badder. It's back and better than ever. All they show is commercials about every time you watch something and it goes to commercial. If it's on anything that's owned by Viacom, trust and believe you're gonna see that Nick Cannon commercial promoting his show.
He had to do a lot of making up, as you say. So.
I mean, listen, man, because of the kids, I ain't gonna go into detail. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, though, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? The thought of I get my show back, the one that I started, I get my show back. You get my point? I get to get my show back. If I do a 180, you understand? And turn on my people, I'll get my show back. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Touching the subject what the officer is talking about, how he said a gift is short the heart.
Mm-hmm.
How can they gift you something that's already yours? You know what I'm saying? That's his show.
Yeah.
When Cannon came out, I'll never forget when that show came. It was like 2007,
something like that.
That show's been on the air for like going on 15 years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying that's his something. He directed something. He put his money on, and because they give you that back, he looked at that as if like they did him a favor. You know what I'm saying? As if he have come up. I never forget the saying. My father used to always tell my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Anyone know me? I got like 7 or 8 sisters. You know what I'm saying, and he said he used to say to my sisters that never accept a gift from a man. And I just come up. I was a kid. I never understood that. So I got older, become a man. I understand why now. You know what I'm saying? Any grown woman, you understand why. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You never accept a gift from a man because it's short the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You accept his gift, now you might accept something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's an excellent point. And me again, slaving in that nightclub, I see what that gift of buying drinks does to these females' hearts. You know what I'm saying? I see it on a regular basis. It's not something I'm proud of. You know what I mean? But it's real life. You get my point? Kabatamas, you want to say something?
Sir, if I could. Going off what the officer said about looking at that phrase, my body, my choice. This is a slogan from the 17th or 18th century. I don't even have the person, but just if I could quote it. My body, my choice was imposed by oppressor men on oppressed men in an effort to officially regularize bonded laborers' own bodies as private properties and extended property rights over them. And
so for those that want to know why we go out on the corner and say the stuff that we say, it's because of quotes like that. You get my point? And so back to Ecclesiastes, right? To take it a step further, right? Most High in Christ. And to take it a step further, right? That gift destroyed everybody's heart on that set. Why am I saying that? Because think about it. Behind the scenes, they probably like, man, this old punk ass nigga, this nigga ain't so traitor ass nigga, whole ass nigga. They saying all kind of stuff behind him. Show coming back, Nick was good. Man, come fuck with your boy one time. You know what I'm saying? And they all want to be back on the show. How do you know? Because they all back on the show. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I thought like, oh, that's what's up. These brothers got offered the show and turned the show down. Right?
Brother, 85 South or something like that.
Yeah, what the other dude named Chico Beans? Or
Chico Beans.
Who got offered the show?
What's it? The skinny.
I can't remember that name, but you get the point.
Chris
The
Rock,
bottom line is they got offered the show, they turned it down. I'm like, hey, that's some brotherhood right there. That's what's happening. You get my point? He does the 180. He shows all his teeth. You get my point? And then he just brings the whole band back together. You get my point? And what's so cool about it is to show you how much they stripped him down, to show you how little they think of him, to show you how much they wanted to make sure they made an example out of him. Okay, I'm just gonna give it to y'all because y'all probably ain't seen the commercial. The braids is gone, right? The little beard he was trying to grow is gone. The little fake ass Dimitri he was wearing is gone. All that. You know what I mean? He just back to being those square ass Nick Cannon now. You get my point? And the thing about it is, and I brought this out before, Captain Mashak a couple years ago did a whole camp speaking on him and Brandon T. Jackson, calling them out for being frauds. You get my point? And that's the thing. And so you could just tell from his whole get down that he really wasn't with the program, but the fact that he has that platform, he let a lot of people down. The baby with that platform let a lot of people down. You get my point? And so the gift destroyed his heart as well. How do you know? Because he apologized, right? And so General Muhammad was talking about it yesterday, right? Think about this for a second, right? This dude, yeah, he supposedly withdrew his apology, but in the moment, he apologized, right? And so what that did was that stripped him of all his credibility. Why am I saying that, right? Because you got to think about it. Let him tell it. This nigga's a gangster. He with that life. You get my point? He all about the business, right? He with the function. He with all that, right? He catch a little bit of heat. He you know what I'm saying? He trying to save face. He does a 180. Meanwhile, let a nigga make a diss track about him.
Right.
He finna go all the way in on whoever it was that didn't say something about him on wax. He finna diss him.
Right.
And make a whole song about him. Meanwhile, the LGBT community, I don't even know who all came after him. They come after him. He tucked tail. All of a sudden, he developed this yellow streak down his back, and he don't want no heat from nobody. You get my point? But meanwhile, for those that didn't listen to the radio show last night, you know what I'm saying? He got lyrics that say some to the tune of his chopper is the KKK because it hate niggas. So you can say something like that. You don't feel bad about that. You don't pull that back. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, you apologize for calling out homosexuality. You see what I'm saying? You see how you see what that money does, what the love of money does, and we're gonna get into that in a second, right? But you see what having that kind of mindset does to our people. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is though, right? When you look at whether it's Nick Cannon, whether it's the baby, right? And the reason why I'm so annoyed by the baby, right, is because again, this dude's supposed to be a gangster. He's supposed to be that dude. You get what I'm saying? You talking about choppers and big this and big that. You know what I'm saying? And you got this by some faggots and you just tuck tail. You get what I'm saying? Meanwhile, a nigga bump into you in the club and it's going down. You see what I'm saying? So what happened to all that gangster shit? Like how hard are you? Like you can't be taken seriously no more. You know what I'm saying? So if his career is over, it's his own fault. Although in reality though, if he really did have a fan base and they agree with him, they should support him no matter what.
Right.
But out of that fear, shit, I ain't aligning myself with him. Shit, I ain't finna lose my career over it. Right. Same thing that happened with Colin Kaepernick. You get my point? It's the same thing. All he did was take a stand. You get my point? All he did was take a stand, which is something that our so-called leaders don't do, right? We just take a stand, right? So you look at him, you look at Dwayne Wade, you look at Kanye West. You get what I'm saying? They all have one thing in common. What is one thing that Nick Cannon, the baby, Dwayne Wade, Kanye West, females like Megan Thee Stallion, right? What do they all have in common? Young man. That's true. You own it though. You really own it. Razan?
I was gonna say they love money.
You own it. Bottom up. That's very true, but not what I'm looking for. What do they all have in common?
They're all rich and famous.
That's true as well. Anybody online? What are all those people that I just named? You can even go even further. Michael Jordan, Steve Harvey, especially.
Steve Harvey.
Right? Steve, God, I'm not even gonna get started. Steve Harvey, right? Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley. What do they all have in common? Get a sister hand, man. They all got one thing in common, man. The gift that they were given has destroyed their hearts. Right. You look at Kanye when he was with the Jigga Man, and you look at Kanye now. Y'all see the difference? You get my point? You look at rookie year Dwayne Wade. You look at present day Dwayne Wade.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then when you look at these things, they all have one thing in common: that money, that platform, that fame, the fortune, the big house. I just found out that they brought that show Cribs back. For those who ain't familiar with it, Cribs is the show that used to come on MTV where they show all these celebrities fat ass houses. You get my point? And the thought of them losing them houses is shit. I ain't finna lose my house. What do you want me to say? And when do you want me to say it?
Right. The thought of going back to a 9 to 5 is complete. That's what they're afraid of.
You get what I'm saying? And then not only that though, that's why ain't none of them came out and said anything about the Stop Asian Hate movement. When the first thing we said was, where's the Stop Black Hate movement? Not that we need one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But what's so sickening about the whole Stop Asian Hate thing versus our situation is what? We've been in the streets begging for years, marching and begging and singing and dancing and doing all these things, right? And we've gotten sprayed with water hoses. We've gotten dogs sicked on us. We done got beat on tape for 81 seconds. You get what I'm saying? And stuff like that. We done had our doors kicked in without a search warrant and all these different things. Meanwhile, you didn't see not one march with them Asians, not one. And just like that, they got a bill passed. And so now what do you see? Now they starring in movies. You get my point? Now they all on commercials. Understand me? Now, because remember, the interracial commercials used to be a white man and a black woman or the other way around. Now they even throwing the Asians in the mix now.
Right.
You get my point? It's either an Asian man and a black woman, or it's another way around. Either way, you starting to see the Asians having a bigger and bigger presence. And because of our love of Christianity, we go right along with it. We will help them support their movement, which they didn't ask for, by the way. Meanwhile, we won't even march in the streets for our own movement. Think about that for a second. And I'm not saying we're supposed to be marching. That's not my point. My point is for those that believe in marching,
right?
They won't do it for one of ours, when we get gunned down in the streets.
Right.
Like Jacob Blake, he got shot in the back, mind you.
Right.
Walter Scott. You understand me?
Mike
Brown. You understand? Atiana Jefferson. You get what I'm saying? Philando. I mean, we can spend the whole rest of class talking about that. You get my point? Nobody wanted to march for that. Meanwhile, the Stop Asian Hate thing go down, and all of a sudden you see niggas coming out the woodworks. You get my point? Why? Because all of them want a little taste of sushi.
I was trying to keep it together.
I got the little one. I mean, you know, ain't no thing, man. The bottom line is, you understand that gift also destroys the heart as well, brothers. And again, because the little ones in the bed, I'm gonna be careful, brothers. Do not allow that gift to destroy your heart as well. You understand? Because that gift will have you paying $200,000 a month in child support. I better pick up what I'm laying down. You understand? But that's what they all got in common. That's why you don't hear nobody outside of us speaking against interracial marriage. You get what I'm saying? The only one that come close to like keeping it real on the worldly tip is Lil Boosie and Pimp C. I know Pimp C ain't here no, but if you go back and listen to some of the stuff that Pimp C done said, man, Pimp C done kept it all the way real. Tell him, man, listen, man. And again, he's in the world, so I'm not trying to put him on a pedestal or nothing like that. But for somebody that had a platform and had some money, he didn't bite his tongue very much. Is the point that I'm trying to make. You get what I'm saying? Lil Boosie either. You know what I'm saying? I personally haven't heard him walk back nothing. At least not to this point. If he has, I personally haven't heard it.
The topic of
he done spoken a few things. Yeah, you know what I mean?
The brother's been.
The brother, listen, man, he speaks his mind.
He's not apologizing.
Yeah, it back, his streak ain't yellow like some of these other cats. You know what I mean? You got something?
Forget Immortal Technique.
Who's that?
Immortal Technique has been always on how they.
Brother, so Immortal Technique is a brother from Peru. I'm saying Peruvian. What are Peruvians? I think they're Zebulon. Nonetheless, he's Israel. Nonetheless, he's a brother that's been on the ground.
Okay,
they don't really know much.
Oh, he a rapper?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Y'all knew that. Go ahead. Hey, hold on, y'all laughing a little bit too hard. So, like, what's going on back there? Hold on. Now I'm saying, go ahead.
I'm saying, so yes, the brother is talking about his heavy. Immortal Technique, definitely. That's a brother that's been on it for years. Been talking about that. I'm saying, but on the topic of Boosie. Yes, I'm saying Boosie's someone that speak on these topics, and if you notice, a brother have not been budging. The Dwayne Wade topic, that brother touched on it. Mm-hmm. I'm saying not that we necessarily lifting the brother up,
right?
What's true is true. I'm saying the brother touched on these topics, and he have not. Most importantly, he have not taken back. He have not taken any of those back.
It's a few brothers that have not allowed that gift to destroy their heart. Mm-hmm. You get my point? Like that's how you would sum that up. You get what I'm saying? You got some brothers who they believe in what they believe in. And that's just that. You get what I'm saying? And it's just so funny to hear these dudes. They say one thing on the radio, they say one thing on TV, and as soon as they catch a little bit of heat, man, they tuck tail. Which is why, with everything that we just talked about right now, right? What should you sum up about these athletes and entertainers? How would you sum them up? We know that they love money. We know that they're greedy. We know that they're selfish. We know that they're cowards. We know all these things. What else should we know about these athletes and entertainers? Kabarama.
Slightly, sir. By and large, they cannot be trusted.
You own it. Bring me home, though. You right there. Resign.
They can't be leaders.
Get a brother a hand. That's it. Think about it. We have to look at them for what they are. Athletes and entertainers. That's it. That's all. The dude can play the guitar, let him play the guitar, let him do his thing. You get what I'm saying? The brother can play the bongos, let him get his bongo on. Ain't no thing. You get my point? The brother can, pull up from 30, let him handle his business. You get what I'm saying? Do not ask that nigga nothing about nothing. And if you do, don't believe nothing that he say. You get what I'm saying? Because more time than not, you know what I'm saying? He's a puppet. You get my point? And if he say some controversy and he catch any heat, he gonna take it back anyway. You get what I'm saying? We gotta stop putting these cats on the pedestal. That's why the Bible is so perfect. You know what I'm saying? When the Bible said there's no respect of persons, more proof that this book was about us. Because what are we more than anything else? We're a what? Kabaramath.
We're a nation.
Respect your person.
Get a brother hand. That's how you know that this book is fun, because there's nobody that respects persons more than we do.
Right.
How do you know? Because half these sisters look up to Megan. They want to be just like her. You know what I'm saying? How many for this little wave that was going on for a moment, right? How many want to be like Tamar? And how many started talking like Tamar Braxton and started using all her lingo and all that shit? Who all wanted to be like what's her name? Shawnee O'Neal? That's her name? The broad from Basketball Wives.
Shaq's wife.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like that's the thing. Like, how many want to be like Cardi B? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. So you know that we are a respectable person because we all out there trying to be like Rick Ross. When in reality, Rick Ross ain't even like Rick Ross.
Right.
You get my point? The Jigga Man ain't even a Jigga Man. You get what I'm saying? That's just a persona. You see what I'm saying? And these are the things that we have to understand. So we got to stop putting these cats on the platform and looking at them for what they are. You know what I'm saying? Can Kevin Durant play ball? He damn sure can. But do he know about the plight or understand about the plight of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Hell no. You get what I'm saying? I thought Kyrie kind of knew what time it was until he went and did that shit over there in some other country. I forget what did he do just recently? Nah. He just did something. He built something.
He built something in Africa. India.
India. It's like I think it was South Africa. He built like a water plant or something.
No, he did it in India. I think it's India.
Whatever, wherever, it wasn't here. The bottom line, fuck the specific. Damn that nigga didn't do it for Flint.
Right. I'm saying
he didn't clean up the ghettos in Phoenix. You get my point? Or Peoria, or he playing for Brooklyn right now. He ain't did nothing for Brooklyn.
And Brooklyn is terrible right now.
You get what I'm saying? Dwayne Wade is from Chicago. Meanwhile, he ain't did nothing for Chicago. Them brothers getting gunned down at a ridiculous clip. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I can tell you why Howard Shaw for Captain Marquardt and them brothers out there. You get what I'm saying? Because they're the only one that they provided a safe haven. You get what I'm saying? Kanye West has not and will not provide a safe haven for you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Let me get Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. Razan, read it when you got it, please.
Chapter 5 verse 20. Book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20.
Shoot it.
Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil.
Read it again.
Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil. That put darkness for light, and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. You
get what I'm saying? All these are metaphors that's all talking about the same thing, right? Which is what? Destruction unto them, you know what I'm saying, who is pro-homosexuality, who's pro-abortion. You get my point? Who's pro-drug dealing. You understand? Who's pro-gangbanging. You get what I'm saying? Who's pro-strip clubs. You get what I'm saying? Woe to them. You know what I'm saying? Who calls evil good. You know what I'm saying? When if you just think about it logically, what good has ever come out of drug dealing? You get what I'm saying? The niggas that's selling drugs have no problem with selling drugs until somebody sell their mama some drugs. Right? Somebody sell their mama some drugs, right? Now their mama hooked on drugs. And so because their mama hooked on drugs, their mama tell them where her son lives so he can get robbed so that she can get some drugs. Now it's not so much fun now, is it? It's not so much fun when mom drop a dime because she's trying to fill up that crack pipe. It's not fun no more, is it?
That you got her hooked on.
You get what I'm saying? That you promoted, that you push. You get what I'm saying? Being a prostitute is all fun and games until your 13-year-old is out there on the stroll. Now it's not so fun, is it? You get my point? Being a stripper is all fun and games until your 13-year-old daughter is sneaking into the strip club and she's taking eat and she's on a pole showing everybody what she's working with. Now it's not as glamorous now, is it? You get my point? You pro-homosexuality until you find out that your son, you know what I'm saying, is blowing rod.
Right.
Oh, it's not cool no more, huh? It's not cool when you open the closet to get your jacket out and you see your little son and your nephew in there getting busy on the mic. Literally and figuratively. I'm just saying though, it happens. It's not something to make light of, but unfortunately, this is where it's at. And because of the society that we live in, don't you talk about that boy. Leave him alone. He's old enough to shoot for it. I got a cousin, right? And he's a homosexual, right? And as he's gotten older, you know what I'm saying, his flame has gotten brighter and brighter and brighter. And he just didn't got full-fledged where he got the wrist bent. You know what I mean? He talking all extra soft now. You understand the whole thing. You know what I mean? This dude is taller than me. He only looks like 16 years old. You know what I mean? So he long homo, big time homo, right? Doing his thing, right? And the thing about it is like, because he admitted to being a homosexual like a few years ago, right? And when I found out about it, the first thing I wanted to know is, I'm trying to dress up as nice as I can, but the first thing I want to know is, when did he hit something to know that he didn't like girls? Like, seriously, like I think he came out like around like 11, 12 years old, something like that. You banging at 11 or 12? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know these girls is wild nowadays, but damn, 11 and 12, like, I'm just saying though. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at it like that, you start to question like, damn, what's really going on? You get what I'm saying? But ain't nobody saying nothing. Oh, let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. Nah, I mean, he's destroying our nation. He's a cancer to our nation. You know what I'm saying? Cousin and all, he's a cancer to our nation.
And to speak on that homosexuality, how you know there's no such thing as you being born a homosexual? As the officer just said, he said he now developing the wrist. He's speaking on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That wrist bent that these homosexuals walk around with.
Mm-hmm.
How you know that you're not born a homosexual? Because why can't you be regular? Why can't you regular guy and be homosexual if that's the case?
Right.
I'm saying that's a learned behavior. I'm saying you see the way they switching and what they watching women walk like that. I'm saying they're watching women do their hand a certain way. The women voice are kind of soft. So they're now trying to mimic their voice to be soft. I'm saying homosexual, you cannot be born homosexual, man. That's a learned behavior. That's something you sit back and you study psychologically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From walking, the way you walk, the way you talk. I'm saying the way they stand and they arching their back.
The whole
man. You know what I'm saying? Like what is that? I'm saying that's like you're not even look like one of them aliens off of Fifth Element. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying Salakia. I'm saying it's unnatural. Right. That's how you know it's a learned behavior.
Right. And what's so crazy about that, to piggyback, I see you over there. What's so crazy about that though is this. Females don't even act like that.
Right.
That's what makes it so bad. They laughing at your dumb ass.
Right.
That's extra. All. They laughing at you, bro. You get what I'm saying? That's what's so bad about it. You want to ask something?
Captain Sophomore said in his class, like, you can't correct them because everyone is mad at you for being the corrector instead of how did you say? You said like you can't get mad. They get mad at you for correcting the person for acting like that because they're not supposed to act like that.
Right. Nah, that's the thing, right? So some of y'all in here, you know what I'm saying, y'all probably came up in a similar era as me where you remember, right? When you was little and you did something, you know, you had no business doing, the neighbor caught you, what happened? I'm looking at you, what happened? Got your ass whooped, right? Most likely by the whole neighborhood, right? And it wasn't no problem, right? Now you can't even say something to somebody's kid without there being a fight between the parents now. Sir. Your kid threw a rock and broke my window. I come and tell you about it. Now me and you finna fight because your kid broke my window. You get my point? When meanwhile, it's like, well, whoop his ass, right? You didn't whoop his ass? No, whoop his ass. What you waiting on? You get my point? That's what used to happen. You get what I'm saying? You was outside later than you was supposed to be outside because your mom was at work. You thought you can get away with it? Somebody that seen you was doing what? They was picking up the phone. They was telling on your black ass. You know what I'm saying? And you thought you got away with it right until mom's come in and she taking off her work clothes and all you hear is the closet open up. And when you hear that closet open, you already know what time it is. You may as well go on and get ready because you finna get them licks. Boy, I'm trying to tell you. As a brother that didn't, stayed out a little longer than you supposed to. I know a little bit about them licks, man. You know what I mean? So you want to say something?
Come up in Kingston. That's what you say. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in Kingston, that's exactly how life was at one time. You know what I'm saying? The neighbor, like, man, the neighbor catch you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And whoop, your uncles come on, they get a lick. Yeah. So everybody get a lick on you. You know what I'm saying? So what the officer is saying is heavy because that's how at one time, that's how it was.
Right.
Now in Kingston, you can't find that now.
Yeah.
You can't find it. Ain't no neighborhood and community. Ain't none of that no more.
No, real talk.
You whoop someone.
Yeah,
that's your life.
You going to jail most likely.
And that
can't even whoop ass no more. I was born in 80. We whooped big ass back then, boy. I'm trying to tell you. She know that's why she laughing because she know what I'm talking about. We were whooping big ass back then, boy. I'm trying to tell you. You tried to run all you want to. Them belts was long as shit back then. You was gonna get that belt. And then what you talking about? Or a skillet or something. You had some.
The one.
Right.
If I could, we learned that from Malak Yahushai. He's one that died for all. We're now all is going to make sure that we commit ourselves to one, and that whole it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
That had the duality too.
Right.
The heathen around us that we've committed ourselves to through Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
They erase that from us.
Right.
Now, no, based on what you said, sir,
right.
It's like we can't even let our own young that are not our own direct children know. Look, don't be doing that. Don't.
Right.
Because now the heathen want to step in. Oh, don't talk to
them. Right. And that's why if you notice, for those nowadays, right, except us, because we gonna do our thing, right.
Right.
For those that's kind of like in my age range, right. Think about what used to happen when you be at the grocery store and thinking because you're at the grocery store you can get away with certain shit. Sis, how that used to work out for you? Did you ever try it at the grocery store because you thought because you was at the grocery store you was good? You ever try that? Your kids ever tried it on you?
Yeah.
Okay, how'd that work out for them?
Not well.
Oh, you get my point? Now in the grocery store, they throwing full out tantrums now. Why? You try to whoop that kid if you want to. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna go outside and there's gonna be 10 cop cars out there. You know what I'm saying? You on the other end? Shit. Looking around. Mac right in the back of the head. And you sitting around rubbing your head, and people want to wonder why you rubbing the back of it because she just slapped the shit out. That's why. It's just stinging. That's why. You get my point? But that's what used to happen during that time. You get my point? One of the realest things I ever heard in hip hop, and I'll never forget it. This song came out in '96, right? One of the realest things I ever heard in hip hop was neighborhoods are now hoods because nobody's neighbors, just animals behaving with that animal behavior. That was plug one from De La Soul on Stakes is High back in '96. Y'all go back and listen to that. One of the realest verses I ever heard, man. That was Pasta News, plug one. It's called Stakes is High, man. That song came out in '96. You finna say something?
Yeah, this is the same subject. When that had came out, I changed mine.
Yeah.
To Peaches. So I peach them right up for today.
See? You're crafty, you know what I'm saying? You got to find a little way to kick your little ass. I'll pinch your little ass. Then when we get outside, I'm gonna stomp your little ass too. You understand? Yeah, see, she know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But not that's funny. And them pinches hurt too, by the way. Sidebar. And don't pinch me. We gonna be scrapping around them. Right. Don't do no nipple twists, what they call them, purple nurples or whatever that shit is called. Listen, man, I'm finna go WCW running more. If you with one of them nipple twists, we scrapping around them. But the thing what I said was he said neighborhoods are now hoods because nobody's neighbors, just animals behaving with the animal behavior. That's what he said. That was plug one from De La Soul, man. One of the realest things I ever heard in hip hop, and it's just like that was heavy as hell, but it's real talking. So when you fast forward to 2021, it's like, damn, like that is heavy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we going back and rewind the verse about cut the coat, cut it. You know what I'm saying? Know the business before you call yourself loving it, nigga would have been fucking it, all that old nonsense, the stupid shit. But we won't remember stuff like that. You know what I mean? We won't remember, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that we used to listen to at one point in time. They used to uplift us. They was in the world, but they were saying some real shit. You get my point? You had something, Kabad?
Certainly. You know, we've evolved from we devolved from a people who, generally speaking, would look out for one another's young.
Right.
Into a people who, generally speaking, are so concerned with murdering and propagating the murder of our own that before we allow our own to govern our own, we look to, like the scriptures say, a nation that could not help us.
Right. Not real talk. Right. So for time's sake, we're gonna drop Isaiah for. What I was gonna have a brother read was Isaiah. He read 5 and 20, but I was gonna have him read 21 and then 23 as well. 22 is talking about something else. You know what I'm saying? But it applies, but it's like a little different breakdown, right? But the bottom line is, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20 through 23 is all talking about your Nick Cannons and your DeBabies and all these other cats, right? But to get a little bit more, right? Let's get 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. Let's get a little bit of that real quick, right? Let's get 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go into this, and we're gonna spend a couple minutes on this because this right here is heavy as hell, and this right here is what the Christian church destroys every single time, right? Razan, you got it?
Concert.
Read it, please.
Book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9.
Shoot it.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Read it again.
But they that will be rich will fall into temptation and a snare. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Do y'all understand why that scripture was pulled based on what we're talking about? Resign.
No, sir. Basically saying that, especially with the people like Kanye West and Megan Thee Stallion, all of them,
man,
they're all full of their lust for money. They don't. Let's say their behavior is negative to our people as a whole.
Absolutely. No, that's correct. And you kept it on topic. You get what I'm saying? Which is exactly what you want to do. Because we've been talking about all these athletes and celebrities and so-called leaders. You get what I'm saying? TD Jakes, his desire to have riches, you get what I'm saying, is what opens him up to the temptations. And he ends up, you know what I'm saying, falling into a snare, you know what I'm saying, which drowns men in destruction and perdition. Why is the Christian church in the condition that it's in? Because of their so-called leaders. You get my point? For those who look up to Joel Osteen, once again, like Commander General Yohana said yesterday, where has Joel Osteen been since this whole COVID thing hit the surface? Matter of fact, when Houston was hurting, right? He closed his doors. You get my point? Now, mind you, this is the same dude that took all your money. Took all your time. He was able to pay for that mega church with your money, with your grandmother's money. You understand me? With your uncle's money. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why he got your uncle's money is because your auntie made him go in there. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. You get my point? I'm not even gonna go into that. What I will say is I'll pull when the next scripture y'all understand why I'm gonna leave that right there for now, right? Keep reading.
Verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Read it again.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Doesn't that say for money is the root of all evil? Is that what that says?
Sorry. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
You sure?
No, I said for the love of money.
Why am I emphasizing that? Razan?
Money itself is not a bad thing. It's like, especially now that you need the money to survive. But because you want the money, you'll do anything to get it.
That's true. You jumping ahead a little bit. You're right. You're jumping ahead a little bit. Why did I emphasize that the way I did? Kabatamas.
Because money in and of itself is a defense.
That's true. That's what the scripture say. Not what I'm looking for. Bring me home.
They say the love of money.
You was on it. That's not what they say. Anybody know what the Christian church teaches? Parak?
They say money is the root of all evil.
That's what the church teaches. They teach money is the root of all evil. That's what they teach, right? Now, think about that for a second. First of all, the scriptures say money is a defense. So how can money be the root of all evil when the scriptures say money is a defense? So there's a problem there, right? Is there a contradiction in the scripture, or is your pastor don't know what the hell he's talking about, right? That's number one. Number 1A, if money is the root of all evil, why the hell these pastors keep taking all my goddamn money then?
Right.
Give my fucking money. It's like my goddamn money back. If money is the root of all evil, then you greedy bastards, give me my money back. You understand? Go ahead.
To lobby off what the officers just said.
Got the little in the building.
About Joel Osteen, right? So that church attendance a week, you know what I'm saying, is 52,000 average a week, right?
That sounds like a basketball game.
Right.
And even more than a lot of them.
Right. Go ahead.
So they have 16,800 seats, right? And don't forget, they have 3 services. We're doing math now, right? They have 3 services. They have a morning service, evening service, and a night service. Of course, these churches at, right? So imagine these tithes being paid, right? Throughout those. So a week, you're looking at Joel Osteen church is making over 1.5 million a week. I'm saying that easily a week, right? That's an average is giving you. So just imagine when they have those high or they call holidays, you know what I'm saying, in certain convocations, and I'm saying and donate, and even, you know what I'm saying, money that was gifted to them. Right. This not even tapping into it. He probably making like triple that. I'm saying probably 6 million a week if all. I'm saying
right.
go lobby off them taking money.
Yeah, not real talk. You gonna say something?
So building off what the officer is saying, basically in 2 weeks we can feed all of our people.
I mean, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Because according to the commercials, $1 a day will feed one of the little ugly ass Africans.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
I'm just saying though.
Okay. Hey, I'm trying to hold. And if you're out there watching the video, I'm saying, as you know, ISUPK, we teach the blacks this black people that came over here on slave ships that are not Africans.
Listen,
Africans did not sell other Africans into slavery. Africans sold Israelites that was fleeing from Roman persecution into slavery.
Right.
I'm saying, which you can find in history.
Right.
So that's the reason why the Africans have not came back and rescued us.
Right. No, that's real talk as well. But that's the thing though. So the reason why I had him emphasize that scripture the way I did is because they teach that money is the root of all evil, which shows you their hypocrisy. You get what I'm saying? Which is why we should not be in a Christian church because of the hypocrisy, right? Meanwhile, when you read the scripture correctly, read it again from the top, Razan, please.
Look about 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10.
Shoot it.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, right? I don't know about y'all, but when I read the scripture, the first thing that comes to my mind is Bone Thugs and Harmony. What's one of their most popular songs? Music Buff? I won't be going to him again. Karak.
For the love of money.
For the love of money, God damn it. The hell is going on in here? What's happening with your man over there, bro? What's the deal? You been listening to our monsters a little bit too long, huh?
Hey, that was. I'm trying to hold it.
Listen to music without monsters out, man. God damn it.
Hey, it's like I told Officer Matza he was coming at you tonight.
Hey, Matza, that's my man. 50 grand ain't no thing. You understand? The thing is, again, remember in my classes, right? Context. Keep it within the subject.
Oh God.
The scripture says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." Why do all these entertainers, athletes, celebrities do what they do? For the love of money. You get my point? This is all you hear throughout all these songs. Who was that made that song? Some people got to have it. Who's that? OJ's, right? How the hell you know? It's like, let me start him out. That's my man right there. I'm gonna start him out. You know what I'm saying? Sticking in his mama's records and shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm gonna start him. That's my man though. Listen, the bottom line is the OJ's, right? That's the thing though. That's all they money. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? The love of money, right, is the root of all evil. You know what I'm saying? So do you want to know why? You want to understand why Rick Ross created that persona? You get what I'm saying? It's for the love of money. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You want to understand why Jay-Z became Jay-Z? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You want to understand why Tupac became Thug Life? Mm-hmm. Because for those hip hop heads, Tupac was a backup dancer. Right. For Digital Underground. You get my point? Wasn't enough money going on over there. You get what I'm saying? So he had to, do the Thug Life thing and All Eyes on Me and all other, you know what I'm saying, all other nonsense. You get what I'm saying? You want to know why Snoop will play a snitch in a movie? Because of his love of money. Huggy Bear. You know what I'm saying? Starsky and Hutch movie. Go back and check that out. You understand? So my point is, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why the scripture is so important is for two reasons. One, because of the misconception of the Christian church. And for two, so that y'all can have more of an understanding why Dwayne Wade has no problem with his son being his daughter.
Baby boy, man.
You get my point? Listen, man, let me tell you something. Listen, man. And I'm not giving him a pass at all. What I am saying that money must be lovely for you to allow your son to become your daughter. And what's so crazy about it is, off top, unless you just some disgusting, whoremongering, evil bastard. Once you look at that little nigga feet, you know that that's not a girl. I'm just saying, listen, man, that nigga feet, that nigga got them Krusty the Clown feet. You understand that? I'm telling you, man, that nigga got feet, man. Listen, that is a dude. You understand? I don't give a fuck what y'all say. So like, I'm just saying, man, I don't give a damn how many dresses you put on that boy. I am a boy, Damon. You understand?
Almost made me laugh as well.
I'm just saying though, man. Listen, man. That's the thing. That's reality though, man. That's the thing though. You get what I'm saying? He loves money so much where he will allow his son to become his daughter. He will allow his wife for her birthday to post a naked picture on, was it Instagram, Snap, whatever it was. She still did it. I don't give a damn where it was. She did it. Damn. You get my point? That's the thing. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Just as a young boy, it shows you the cry for help that he really
definitely.
That he really is exuding. Like if there's any man who can see under all the thick layers of where this bull crap is buried, I want to be a man. You see my feet? I know about it.
I'm trying to tell you.
I know about it because we just, we walk around in boots all day.
Right.
Black boots, and we lace them up just in case war happens.
Right.
I know what that looks like.
Right. Listen, man, go ahead.
Can I say something too? Go ahead. I never forget, it was one of my uncles, you know what I'm saying, and we were watching the 2000 and it was when Shaq and Dwayne Wade won the finals. And they were speaking on Dwayne Wade's issue about him taking his baby mom's, and his baby mom's going to court on his son. The same son back then they were talking about is the same son now. I was young, so it's lucky, you know what I'm saying? And to fast forward to today, the mother of that boy, a lot of people don't know, is the mothers of that boy do not accept him, or I don't know what to call him, you know what I'm saying? Do not accept that to be her daughter, you know what I'm saying? She's saying that's her son. She wants him to be her son. And the officer said earlier how this world accept, I'm saying, the wickedness as good. I'm saying the good as wickedness is because everyone will beat that woman down. Everyone will beat that woman down. She broke. She's coming after him. She ain't got no money. I'm saying Gabrielle Union's a better mother to that boy. How so? She birthed him.
Right.
I'm saying that's her baby. She birthed him.
Right.
I'm saying even when she birthed, she know what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And she love him so much, she's want to fight against it. But Dwayne Wade, I'm saying, do not love that boy off actions alone. I'm saying he's selling his son out.
Yeah.
As an officer for money, he's selling his. Can you imagine what he have his son have to do? Salaki, I'm saying his kids. Can you imagine what that little boy have to go do, man? I'm saying, can you imagine like the?
Listen, man, more time than that. You know what I'm saying? He's with a grown man.
So, come on, sir. The executives and all.
Man, listen, man. Like, I mean, think about it. When Dwayne Wade, you know what I'm saying, came out, you know what I'm saying, pushing the fact that his son was identifying as a girl, think about how much more you started to see Dwayne Wade. You couldn't turn on the TV without seeing that
TV show now. We got movies.
You see what I'm saying? He all on TV. He all over the place. Kabah, you want to say something?
If I could, sir, building off what Officer Yacht was just saying, it's just like it's parallel to this whole ideology where a so-called transsexual, can I say that?
Don't know. Yeah,
so-called trans. I identify as a woman. I'm just stuck in a man's body, and whatever that guy's name was, the Olympic, whatever he was. I don't watch the Olympics.
Oh, Bruce Jenner. Yeah.
But it's like they're saying, oh, well, the bravest female of the year. And it's like, how? How? He wasn't born with the equipment. How?
Right. No, not just that though, but the thing about it is though, like he's not facing nowhere near the kind of scrutiny that our sisters who are actually sisters face on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Listen, man, like from slaving in that club, man, y'all sisters got it rough. You know what I mean? And I mean, because I don't want to take up the rest of the class, you know what I'm saying, going too deep into it, you know what I'm saying? We have to be better as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the things that I see from our sisters and the things that they do, you know what I'm saying, to entice these men. You get my point? We gotta do better, you know what I'm saying, as sisters. You know what I'm saying? Us as men, we gotta do a better job at training these women up. You get my point? And not giving our women so much free reign to go as they please. You get what I'm saying? That starts from them being a child. You get what I'm saying? We gotta start pressing the gas as a child. You get my point? And not worry about that cancel culture. Damn that. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it, I mean, and I'm gonna get into that in this next scripture. But the thing about it is, the reason why I want to spend a few minutes on that part right there is because that part right there is what jams so many Christians up. You get my point? When in reality, it says the love of money. You get my point? Everything that's going on in this wicked ass kingdom is being done because of the love of money. Them kids is on the reservations right now because of the love of money. The prison population being overcrowded the way it is because of the love of money. You get my point? You send those brothers out there to fight fires and paying them $1 an hour. You understand? It's because of the love of money. You get what I'm saying? And I can go on and on and on, right? Read the rest of the scripture for me, please.
The rest of verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Which while some coveted after.
Once they did what?
Coveted after.
Coveted after, right? Keep reading.
They have erred from the faith.
Uh-huh.
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Listen, man. You want to know why Lil Kim didn't have all them goddamn surgeries and why she looked like a clown? You get my point? She looked like one of them Play-Doh figures. You understand that you take the clay and you just put her together. You get what I'm saying? She looked like remember the mask? Remember the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey? Remember when Darian put the mask on? And remember how big his face was? That's how Lil Kim.
That's just a little kid. That's just gone through a lot, man. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? And her for love of money is, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, man. She came in. Listen, she been in the industry since at least around 94, if not earlier. She was born in 74, which means what? She had to be around 20 when she came into the business, right? So all you got to do is just think about the things that she's seen, the things that she heard, and the thing that she was required to do as a 20-year-old. As a 20-year-old, we all know, looking back at our younger selves, we know as much as we thought we knew, we didn't know a goddamn thing, right? We didn't know nothing. Otherwise, we would have did what? Made better choices, right? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our sisters wouldn't have that my baby daddy ain't shit mentality if they would have chose better, right? That's the thing. But you thought you knew everything. You get what I'm saying? You let him gas you up. Once again, that's a whole nother conversation. But the point that I'm trying to make is when you're young, you're dumb. No matter how smart you think you are, no matter how many degrees you have, you don't know nothing. You get my point? The proof is what they did to that young sister. You get my point? You look at her now, that's why she looks the way she looks. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not giving her a pass, but going back to the oppression, she's oppressed.
Okay. She was
having to live that life, having to live that life in order to get these riches. That's oppression.
Okay.
You get my point? I don't know if them stories was true, but I remember back in high school, when I was in high school, when they were saying that she, had to get her stomach pumped. I don't know how true that is. You know what I'm saying? But if it is true, she would. Okay, this story came out in 96, which means what? She was 22. So if it's true, man, listen, man, you 22 and you got your stomach pumped, that's a problem. You shouldn't have to get your, listen, again, for the little ones and for the, you know what I'm saying, for time's sake, we're not gonna go into, you should never have to get your stomach pumped at all. You get what I'm saying? But because of her, because of Megan, you understand, because of Cardi B and all them, you know what I'm saying, you got throat babies. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because it says they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And because that level of money, you become a throat baby. And now because you're a throat baby, all you do is get drunk and high all day, every day. You get what I'm saying? And how you try to make up for that is you try to drown your sorrows in being an alcoholic and a drug addict. You get my point? And that's what happens when you become a Christian. That's what happens when you become a Muslim. You get what I'm saying? That's what happens when you are not inside here. You get what I'm saying? We will deprogram you. You get what I'm saying? One of the first things I was taught when I came in here is you don't know nothing. And the more classes I came to, the more I realized I didn't know anything. Right. You get what I'm saying? And so I thank the Most High for having the mercy on me to allow me to sit in this seat and sit in this city with these brothers and these sisters in order to teach this class. Because without this class, you know what I'm saying? I at the path I was going, it was only going to go down one or two ways. This brother could say the same thing. Everybody in here could say the same thing. You get my point? And so the thing about it is, how I'm going to sum this scripture up is with this. There's nothing wrong with getting money. There's nothing wrong with it. You get what I'm saying? But don't allow your desire for money be so strong to the point to where you will compromise yourself or this truth chasing a buck. You get my point? Because the Most High will kill you. You get what I'm saying? I ask this question in damn near every class. What separates brothers and sisters in the truth from people in the world? You cannot answer. What separates brothers and sisters in the truth from people in the world? Kabatamata.
Fear.
That's true. You own it. You own it. Not what I'm looking for, though. Right.
So I would say I fear the Lord.
That's true, but not what I'm looking for. Anybody else? Now you want to answer?
We know better.
That's why, because we know better. That's the difference. They don't know no better because they listen to Joe Osteen. They listen to Creflo Dollar. They listen to Pat Robertson's old ass. He was old when I was a kid. And as y'all can tell from the grades, I ain't no kid no more. So imagine how old that fossil is. You understand? More. This is like, let me get Joe 38-3, man. They're gonna pull the stream down. They're gonna cancel everything. It's a lucky. He came out here and tore everything up. It's a lucky. We get Joe 38-3, man. It's a lucky. Real quick, let's get that, man. I'm still gonna go into 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, a little bit. I'm gonna try to breeze through it a little bit, but to finish all this up, right? Let's get Job 38-3 real quick, because everything that we just been talking about, including that question about what does the UPK stand for and what is UPK all about, all you can sum everything that we talked about into the scripture right here. Razan, read it when you got it.
Job chapter 38, verse 3.
Shoot it.
Gird up thy loins like a man.
Do what?
Gird up thy loins like a man.
Gird up now thy loins like a man is what the scriptures say. Keep reading.
For I will demand of thee, and answer thou me.
Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee. It didn't say I will ask you. He didn't say I will compromise with you. I will plead with you. He said, gird up now thy loins like a man. You understand? That's what Nick Cannon's problem is.
Right.
He has no loins. Figuratively and probably now literally as well. Probably. You get my point? Like, I mean, how much respect can you have for a nigga that was willing to show his teeth like that? You get what I'm saying? Cube made a song, even though he ain't really in a position to talk no more either.
Right.
But Cube made a song back in the day called Be True to the Game. For those who ain't never heard that song, y'all go back and listen to that. You know what I'm saying? That's before Cube was trying to make deals with Trump and Biden. But it doesn't make that song any less real. You get what I'm saying? Right. But the thing about it is, though, it takes a man to stand on what he believes in. Even, and I'm not promoting the left-hand side, but even on the left-hand side, it takes a man to say, now I said what I said. And that's that. You get my point? And again, I'm never going to promote the left-hand side, but I would have a little bit more respect for a brother in the world who would stand on some shit that he said on the left-hand side for that nigga to cave. You get my point? How do you know what I'm saying? What can you say about the UPK? What do? We're never compromising. We stand on this book. Like it, love it, hate it. This is who we are. This is what we about. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, y'all know where the classes are. If you can't make it to class, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know the YouTube handles and everything. And if you don't like it, y'all know where the door is as well. One thing I cannot stand is a brother or sister that watch these classes for the sole purpose of leaving negative comments. You're a part of the LGBT community.
No, come on.
So like, I'm just saying, listen, you have nothing better. You telling me you have nothing better to do than to dedicate 2 hours out of your day to watch our videos to leave negative comments. Like, you set your timer to come watch these classes just so you can say, oh, them niggas is a coach. Oh, them niggas is this. Oh, they hate women. All this, all that.
Never miss a class.
But never miss a class. They more low than the niggas in the class. You understand? Listen, man. At some point, man, you got to stop being so goddamn soft. You get what I'm saying? You got to stop acting like a homo. You get what I'm saying? The scriptures say, gird up now thy loins. So if you're girding up now thy loins like a man, what can you not be? Give me the biblical term. If you have to gird up thy loins like a man, what can you not be? Kabarama.
A coward.
Yes, but no. Parak. That's the word I was looking for. Get a brother a hand. You cannot be effeminate if you're girding up your loins like a man. If you're girding up your loins like a man, you cannot be Lil Nas X. That's right. Because he is not girding up his loins like a man. You get what I'm saying? He's probably taking it like a man. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Salagia got the little ones in the building. So I'm going to leave it at that. The bottom line is, cats like Lil Nas X, you understand, he is not girding up his loins. RuPaul is not girding up his loins. You get what I'm saying? RuPaul probably ain't got no loins no more. You get what I'm saying? They didn't been ripped out. And that, again, is a whole nother conversation for another day. We got the little ones in the building. He said Tyler Perry. Listen, man, Tyler Perry smuggled Prince Harry and Meghan Markle or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't that cat from Atlanta?
They're from England.
Ain't Tyler Perry from Atlanta? Listen, man. Hey, listen, man. Hey, I'll let your man's one time. You're killing me. You understand? But I'm saying, though, the point is, have you seen Atlanta? Have you seen what's going on out there? That is the capital of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? Listen, ain't no more stripping and faggotry going on than out there in Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? That's the thing. And he is the poster boy or poster child or whatever you want to call him for Atlanta. You see him bent over, you know what I'm saying, with the little makeup on and everything. He probably dressed up like Medea right now. He's probably dressed up like Medea right now, running around smacking somebody upside their goddamn head, talking just like Medea right now. In costume right now with another man. You know what I'm saying? With Megan and Harry. And they all in there reacting Medea scenes and all that. Who the hell knows what's going on in there? You understand? Listen, man, for those, you know what I'm saying, who are not familiar with me, man, I try to, you know, bring a little bit of laughter to these classes because although we dropping truth and we dropping knowledge and all this kind of stuff, man, it's okay to be a little lighthearted in these classes as well. You get my point? Me being lighthearted and cracking a few jokes here and there does not make these scriptures any less effective and make them any less true whatsoever. You get my point? So while we sitting there laughing, I'm really having a good time because I'm out here teaching this class. I haven't taught class out here. Matter of fact, I've never taught class in this building before. I go back to the library. You get what I'm saying? Where I was coming out here, you know what I'm saying? I was coming out here teaching classes at the library. You know what I'm saying? When there wasn't as many brothers and sisters in here at the time. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in the office. This is a young man right here. You get my point? And so, you know what I'm saying? Me being out here, man, it means something to me to be out here teaching this class. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Vegas, you know what I mean? So, you know, a little lighthearted in this class today. Probably lightheaded as well. I keep saying it. Must be. You understand? Must be the chocolate whiskey. I don't know. It's light. You know what I'm saying? Right. The chocolate whiskey boy probably got it. Who knows? The bottom line is, though, once again, though, it doesn't make anything that we pulled or anything that we brought out, whether it was a quote from some Nazi or some quote from some oppressor. You know what I'm saying? These scriptures are 100% real life facts. That's right. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what we are, right? So read that scripture one more time.
Book of Job, chapter 38, verse 3. Gird up now thy loins like a man.
Gird up now thy loins like a man. Listen, man, Nick Cannon needs to read the scripture. One thing that they didn't teach him was this scripture right here, because had he been taught this, he would have never did that 180.
I can't question, sir.
Shoot it.
Wasn't he was with some fake Israelite group, right? Wasn't it it wasn't the purple guys, right?
I'm not sure if he was with anybody. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I go as hard as I do on him is because he might not have been in the truth, but he knew enough to know who the real Jews were.
Right.
And so because he knew that much, he should have never turned his back on his brothers.
Right.
So I could never support nothing that he does. You get my point? And that's just me. I'm not telling nobody not to watch the show or nothing. I'm not telling nobody that. I stopped watching the show a few years ago because I knew then when he started wearing the fake Mitri, I knew then that he wasn't with the business. And the reason why I knew that he wasn't with the business then is a couple things. One, his cast wasn't all black and Hispanic and Native American. That's number one. Number two, he wouldn't have had them dancers no more.
Right.
He would have got rid of all that. You get my point? Everything that was affiliated with that show would have been a part of the 12 tribes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so it was just certain things that I saw. And then again, the way he rocked his Mitri was not masculine at all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even back then, he looked a little,
you said
back
it,
then.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like he looked real sus. So it's like I couldn't respect the game back then. You know what I mean? Like you can't play with this right here. You get what I'm saying? You either all the way in or you all the way out. You get my point? There's no straddling the fence. You get what I'm saying? The scriptures call it lukewarm. You get what I'm saying? But you know, in present terms, we say, man, you can't be straddling the fence. You get what I'm saying? You can't be half-assing. What Cain say, ain't no half-stepping. You get my point? You can't do none of that, man. You either with the program or you not. You get what I'm saying? The reason why we live by no cowards, no excuses is because if you really about this right here, if you're really about your father's business, you're gonna make any excuses. You understand? You're not gonna always be able to physically be in class. Ain't no thing. That's why we keep pushing these YouTube channels. in these Facebook pages, like and stop and subscribe and share. Because if you can't be here physically, you damn sure can be watching online. You get my point? They got these TVs nowadays to where, the little upper echelon TVs, little bougie TVs to where, you understand, you can take the YouTube and put it on your TV. You get what I'm saying? So now while you're in the kitchen burning up your food and shit like that, you can be listening to class at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know how them Benjamin might do, man. We like our shit crispy, man. We like it like the dirty goat. We do it real, you know what I mean? Let me stop. I'm just playing. But I love my Benjamin brothers, you understand, and sisters. I'm just messing around. But my point is there's no excuse to not catch a class. That's the bottom line. When you get past all the joking and all that nonsense, it's no excuse. You get my point? You say you know what I'm saying, you say the class in your playlist and you go back and watch it later. You get my point? The same way that you won't miss name a show. The same way you won't miss that, the same way you set your DVR. Yeah. Nick Cannon show coming on now. A lot of people not listening to this class right now because they rather watch Nick Cannon. Right. You get my point? But the thing about it is, if you want to watch Nick Cannon, okay, you watch Nick Cannon, but don't forget to come back and watch this tape. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if you want to see the difference between what a real man looks like and what a girly man looks like, you watch the Nick Cannon and you watch us. You know what I'm saying? You watch a whole bunch of soft ass, effeminate ass niggas, and then you watch real warriors. You know what I'm saying? This right here, this is a warrior right here, and he's raising up warriors. You get my point, brother? To my left, this is a warrior right here. This is what we build in the UPK. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all. Life is all about warfare. Nothing more, nothing less. You get my point? These sisters in here are warrior princesses. You get my point? Why? Because in order to be with a man in here, you got to have integrity. You have to have honor. You know what I'm saying? You have to have discipline. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot be a coward. Why do I say that? Why? Because you're gonna have females in the world, nigga. You stupid. Man, stupid for being with. Why you dealing with that? And he's in the coat and he got you wearing long dresses. Right. Bitches, you're crazy. Like that's the mentality. Like why you used to go to the club? Why you not going to the club no more?
They control your life. You know what I'm saying? They beat women.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say that because the kids in here. We do. You know, we take care of our women. That's the best way I can put it. Right. Y'all gonna have to draw your own conclusion from there. You get my point? That. I ain't even gonna say that either. The bottom line is y'all gonna have to figure out what I'm laying down. The point that I'm trying to make is we look out for our women in here. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about it is they understand what it is to be with a brother in this school. Everybody's not built for this lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? You know what? It's we almost at the end of the class. No, so I'm going to 1 Timothy's. For time's sake, it's no even point even going into it. Lord allow, I will be back out here sooner than later. And Lord allow, I can teach that class. Go ahead. When you say sooner than later, when do you mean? I'm trying to put you on the spot. Listen, man. Lord allow, I'll be out here sooner than later, man. You know what I'm saying? TBD. You understand? For those that don't, that means to be determined around this motherfucker. You understand? Listen, man. I can get back out here ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So I can to the spirit of the Most High, of course, because these aren't my breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? These come from the men above me, you know what I'm saying, and the men that came before us. You understand? But the thing about it is though, on topic, right? Let me get hold on, let me check something out real quick. I believe it's Matthew's. Let me see. Let me get Matthew's 7 and 13.
The book of Matthew.
Hold on real quick, right? Because the thing about it is, right, because the thing is, right, is, you know, we covered a lot of different things, right? And we talked about a lot of things, right? And so the thing, you know, we chastise, you know what I'm saying, our sisters a lot in here, but we chastise our sisters out of love, right? That's why we do it. We chastise our brothers out of love. You get my point? We tell brothers and sisters the thing that they pastors will never tell them. We tell them the thing that they don't want to hear. That's how you know it's the truth. You get what I'm saying? Ezekiel, I believe it was Ezekiel that said he ate the roll and it was bitter. You get what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing, but y'all get the point. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things in order to be in the truth that you have to give up that you might not like. It's not about what you like, and it's not about what you don't like. You're either gonna serve the Most High, or you're not. You get what I'm saying? But you cannot come in here and cherry pick. Oh, I agree with that, so I'm gonna run with this, but I don't really like that too much, so I ain't going. I'm gonna act like that ain't in there, or I'm gonna say it's a misinterpretation, or some kind of you know what I mean, whatever kind of nonsense like that. You get my point? This Bible is what it is. It's been around for a long goddamn time, and it's not going to change. So why should you change? If the Most High doesn't change, why should you change? If Christ didn't change, why should you change? You get my point? So the thing about it is to be a brother or a sister in this truth. You know what I mean? Because you got fake Israelite groups all over the place. You got Christian churches all over the place. You understand? But if you want to be a follower of Christ, you understand this is the requirement. Shoot it.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
You get my point? That gate right there is where everybody that's not in here, that's the gate everybody else is walking in. They not walking, they running through that gate. You get my point? The proof is turned on the TV. That's the proof that everybody that's not in here is running towards that gate. You get my point? Nick Cannon is running towards that gate. He was trying to go towards this another gate, but he decided to go towards that gate. Why do people rather go through the wide gate? Why is that? Razan.
It's easier.
That's exactly why. Because it's easier. You want to add something?
Sir, I was going to build on what the brother said earlier. Love of money.
Yeah, that too. But it's much easier to walk through that wide gate. That wide gate is what? Christianity. You get what I'm saying? That wide gate is Islam. Right. You get what I'm saying? Why is that the wide gate? Because there are no requirements there. You get what I'm saying? You can say that you're a Christian. You can say you know what I'm saying? You are saved and filled with the blood of Jesus. You can say that all day long, right? But you can't wait till how the days that's coming up? Labor Day, Memorial Day. I always get them mixed up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a so-called holiday coming up in September, and you cannot wait till that date because you got that day off. You can't wait to fire up the grill and get your American flags. You get my point, and you know, and eat all the pork that you can eat. You get what I'm saying? And all these worldly things. See what I'm saying? When you're a Christian, you can live that lifestyle. You get my point? When you're a Muslim, you can live that lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? If you want to be a homosexual, you can go through the wide gate. You get what I'm saying? If you like stripping, if you like abortion clinics, if you like hot girl summers, if you like all those things are the wide gate, which leads to what?
Destruction. And many there be which go in their act.
You see what I'm saying? Them is Christ's word. That's written in red. Christ said it. He said, "In many there be which go in their act." In other words, a gang of niggas that's going into that gate. Why? Because that's the easy way. You get what I'm saying? Give me some more.
Verse 14. Because straight is the gate.
Because what?
Straight is the gate.
And
narrow is the way. Which leadeth unto life.
And leadeth unto death.
Life. And few there be that find it.
It says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way. You get my point? This is why we are who we are. This is why we say the thing that we say. This is why we do the thing that we do, because we're about our Father's business.
Right.
You get my point? And in order to be about our Father's business, you get what I'm saying? You got to walk into that straight gate. You got to walk into that narrow gate, which means what? If the gate is straight and narrow, what is there no room for?
Error.
That's true. Not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for one word. Man, I'm going to be impressed if somebody get this one. Hey, Rob. Hey, Shalom. Yeshua Thug. Bakar. Shalom. Yeshua Thug. What's going on? Shalom. Everybody that's watching on ISUPK Arizona on YouTube, and for everybody that's watching on YouTube ISUPK Las Vegas, you understand? Shalom to everybody watching the class, right? What is how? Okay. If you're gonna walk into the straight gate in the narrow path, right, which leads unto life, what can you not do? You had your hand up, right? What can you not do?
You can't fail.
That's true. Not what I'm looking for. You're right. It's not what I'm looking for. That's true. Not what I'm looking for.
You can't go off the path.
That's true. Not what I'm looking for. Parak.
I was going to say compromise.
Get a brother a hand, man. You cannot compromise. Y'all see how the whole class came full circle? It came all the way back around. It came full circle. You get my point? You cannot compromise. You get what I'm saying? This book is not about compromise. The Most High will not compromise. The Most High will not accept, oh, you sin because your husband sinned. Oh, okay, well then I'll forgive you then because you saw your husband sin. Right. Oh, okay, you got high because your husband decided that, you know, he was gonna go spend some time over here, so you decided you wanted to get high. You know what? I understand. Ain't no thing. Right. You get my point? You ate pork because you saw another brother eat pork. You get what I'm saying? You know what? Ain't no thing. I'm gonna give you a pass. Nah, man, listen. In order to be a follower of Christ, in order to do what Christ did, in order to be walking in the spirit of Elijah and Elisha, you understand, and Ezekiel and Daniel and Paul, you cannot compromise the truth. Christ did not compromise. That's why they hated him so much. You get my point? Think about it like this. If Christ was saying everything that everybody agreed with, it wouldn't have been no need to kill him, right? Just think about that for a second. You get my point? Christ said the things that they hated. That's why they looked for any excuse they could, you understand, to jam that brother up, you understand, so they could find an excuse to kill him. He gave them no excuse. They killed him anyway. You get my point? We have to be like Christ. You understand? And in order to be like Christ, we have to kill that old man. We have to kill that old woman. You understand? We have to forsake the wide gate, you understand, and walk into the narrow gate. You understand? And with that, Pastor, who's the guard? Pastor, preaching officer, Parak.
These are the ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. These are the rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves in the world, and if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to that brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which that brother and sister will court each other. And after that 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers, the 18th chapter, verse 21. Also in Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. The word tithes means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give it to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. Priest funds, which are free will offerings for the priest. They're not mandatory, but they're whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. This next month coming up in September, we'll have the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. All right? Anybody that's coming to the physical school location, make sure you GPS the school's location. Even if you know how to get there, that'll boost our stats on Google. Visit the school's website. If you search ISUPK Arizona on Google, there's a website that's attached to ISUPK Arizona specifically. Click on that website. Check us out. All our events are on there as well. Also, make sure if you've not already, post a review of the school on Google. So search up ISUPK Arizona on your Google, and then leave us a review. All right. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, make sure you start wearing all black, and that includes boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. And with that, we're gonna get a teacher, a courtesy salute. So men of Israel, imagine which means to stand. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabrakatah. Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Sorry towards the sisters. Sisters, imagine which means to stand. We'll get a sisters a courtesy salute as well. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yadi Matah. Service, I mean, it's like the class is mixed.